I'm going to have some live music in the programme from a lady whose music we're about to hear. This is a track called Caledonia off disc. It's Rhoda Barfoot.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away, so I've been telling stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, you know it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything that I've ever had. Now I've moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving. I've lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I have kissed the fellas and left them crying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled far with my conscience flying somewhere in the wind. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, you know it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything that I've ever had.
So it's a track called Caledonia. It's on a record called Across the Sea to Ireland. Rhoda Barfoot is sitting opposite me here in Studio 8D in Broadcasting House in Belfast. We're going to hear another track from the record, Galway Bay, performed live in just a moment. Rhoda, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the Jerry Kelly Show.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, you were on air with Jerry last year, yeah?
Yes, yes.
So first of all, how have things changed in the last year? What kind of a year have you had since you spoke to Jerry?
I've had, I think, a very busy year. I've been back in Nashville and got the album finished and well recorded, and then after that out and working on getting it into shops and on radio stations, and so that's kind of my job these days. It's not the most musical work necessarily, but
well, you get to play music.
You have to do it, yeah.
You got to talk a little bit to the likes of me, and then you get to do what you want to do, which is actually perform music. So
Yeah.
we'll get that little singer in a little moment. You're of course a singer-songwriter, and as people will probably be gathering, a kind of a multi-instrumentalist, and I know that you have studied music as well, so you've kind of gone under the bonnet with the creation of music as well, and that probably comes across in the record. But for people who are hearing you for the first time this afternoon, who've just heard the track, what do you think is the best comparison to your work? I mean, who do people kind of lazily compare you to musically, and then maybe who would you like to be compared to musically?
Some people say with the kind of sound that I put across, sometimes with the layered vocals and this kind of thing, it's a bit Enya-ish. Or
and do you like that comparison?
I'll take that comparison, certainly. Or maybe other Irish singers, like maybe the Blacks or these kinds of people. I think I do similar repertoire.
I love
to
Mary
them.
Black. This is all music to my ears because it just reminds me of kind of sing songs in my house. My father would have been a big fan of Mary Black, and I know you're about to play a track that will also remind me of kind of, you know, sessions and stuff. But it's also very important with this type of music, especially if you're from this neck of the woods, that we discuss kind of lyrical content and inspiration in that regard. And do you think that if you were from anywhere else but Northern Ireland, that your music would sound different or have a different message?
That is a very good question. I think it's because I'm from here that my music sounds the way it does. And I think I used to play with Keith and Kristen Getty, and I played Celtic violin with them, and they had another violinists at the same event on a consecutive year once, and people who didn't even know that I was standing on the stage, they knew that it wasn't an Irish violinist with them at that event.
Sure.
She was from somewhere else. It was the same kind of music they were playing, but they knew it wasn't the Celtic thing coming through. I can't help but sound Celtic when I play something. It's just, even if I try to play like American music or from any other country, it always sounds like, okay, she's Irish. It's very clear. Very, very clear.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, for sure. Of
no,
course.
well, that's it. It allows me to put my own stamp on something.
Yeah.
And I know if I pick up a tune, I'm not going to be copying somebody else. It's definitely going to sound like me.
Yeah, and
So-
when people hear that little hint, they probably makes them prick up their ears, especially in America. They'll go, well, this is going to be good because, you know, they do that properly, don't they?
Yeah. They can tell. They know it's real Irish. So
Brilliant.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, so maybe we can introduce your pianist here. Who we got with you?
This is Mark Dixon.
Okay, and Mark doesn't have a microphone. We can only speak via the medium of the piano. But he was saying that he's enjoying our piano in Studio 8D. It's nicely tuned and all, Mark, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good stuff. So this is going to be fantastic as a result. It is Rhoda Barfoot on the Jerry Kelly Show with myself, Rigsy, going to play the opening track on Across the Sea to Ireland. It's a record that we'll talk a little bit more after we hear it. Rhoda, do you want to take it away?
Sure.
So we've got to change mics, get the headphones on. And this is Mark and Rhoda live from Studio 8D.
If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, and maybe at the closing of your day, you will sit and watch the moon rise over Glada and watch the sun go down on Galway Bay, just to hear again the ripple of the trout stream, the women in the meadows making hay, just to sit beside the turf fire in the cabin and watch the barefoot cousins at their play, for the breeze is blowing o'er the sea from Ireland, are perfumed by the heather as they blow, and the women in the uplands digging praties speak a language that the strangers do not know, for the strangers came, tried to teach us their way. They scorned us just for being what we are, but they may as well go chasing after moonbeams or light a penny candle from a star. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, and somehow I am sure there's going to be, I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. I
Just absolutely wonderful. It's on the records across the sea to Ireland. Rhoda Barfoot in Studio 8D with me now. When you perform live, I mean, this is headphone music for me, and I was listening on my headphones, and I think that's it must be difficult to really get everybody's attention when you're performing like that.
Actually, I enjoy it. Even if I'm in a studio or live, I always try to take the same approach, that even if I can't see them, a lot of people are listening.
Sure.
And I enjoy communicating this music to them. It's not, I think some people maybe find a studio sterile or something, but I'm thinking about the audience. I'm thinking about what I want to say when I'm singing or playing.
Well, it didn't feel sterile for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
What do people need to do who are loving this afternoon then? Where do they need to go to see you, to get your music?
The best thing is via my website. If they join my newsletter, then I send them songs and let them know about all the performances and everything as soon as I know that it's happening. So that's the best way.
Okay, so that's
Keep in touch.
rhodabarfoot.com, RHODA Barfoot.com, and you can get your hands on the record that way as well then, Rhoda?
Yes, it's on the website with free delivery.
Okay, so it's across the sea to Ireland. Thank you so much to you and to Mark
Been
as
such
well.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Lovely, okay.